Chanju Padu Dani Japsu Che Nage Jeso Yebe Sonam Che Rola Benje Sanje Dewadan Deve Jodan Dembara Dorje Dumalada Dumaje Jodan Tawara Dorje Dumala Mebe Dewa Damba Mindala Wara Dorje Nyecha Yedan Tave Tanman Jembola Gangelo Dimye Danda Nida Namda Rosova Jinye Tungu Jikin Section Nije Tugal Libamze Ganda Sibe Chara Mare Manda Duma Jisraven Rosokuna Pujetarse Yelatu Yandesun Lutarjadu Pneumonia on the Jaro Donze Jing Marimus Duma Nubu Jinye Chunzara Denama Donataja Sojudasa Yundelo Jose Tuko Juda Juda Junior Gendre The Lumizen Jambe Yana, the Omara Batana, 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 the Setting General Vasarchi, the Lutum Barasane. Katan Denji, you know, Tobaye, Loto Papa, Noma Tado, so Kanzeta, the Baham, Jumsen Jorandanaya. Gumbon Jamia Denian, Kime Paria, Domara. But anyway, the next verse reads, from what source does this delusion and non-delusion arise? I have understood the nature of dependent origination in the same way that one sees one's own reflection in a mirror and knows that there is fire because there is smoke, and I shall clearly describe it here. Tether Chuda Matrube, Tawa Kani Chungi, Melon Lene Rangzuta, Tua Lene Mekinto, Tenjin Tenjun Shodene, Tokpan Dene, Sarju Cha. So that is the Tibetan verse by Rangjung Dorje. So in this particular verse, basically what Rangjung Dorje is stating is that what he's going to be describing here comes from his own experience, because what we need to understand is when delusions are present, then our mind is called namhye or vijnana, and when the delusions lift, then the mind that we have is called janana or yeshe. And in this particular verse, what Rangjung Dorje, the third Karmapa, says is that whatever he's going to say about these two topics comes directly from his own experience, and that he has the confidence to sort of convey what he had experienced to others as well. And according to Gyalwa Rinpoche, the reason why this is possible is because, again, due to auspicious coming together of appropriate causes and conditions. Again, to use an analogy, if we use an analogy, let's say if we use a mirror, if we use mirror as an analogy here, then when the mirror has been polished, then it has the capacity to reflect beautiful objects as beautiful and repulsive ones as being that also. So in a similar kind of way, Rangjung Dorje is saying that because he has been able to receive extensive instructions from his own teachers, and from having familiarized himself with the corpus of Buddhist esoteric and exoteric materials, both sutric and tantric in nature, that are pure, then his mind has been sort of cleansed of all the defilements and the flame of prajna, or insight, has been ignited, which then enabled him to look directly into the twofold truths of relative samvritti satya and paramatha satya, so as he says in the verse, at the beginning, he was able to sort of look directly into the twofold truths by using his intellect, by using sort of his reasoning capacity, by performing inference. Just like if you see smoke coming, smoke sort of billowing on top of a hilltop, then you would infer that there is fire there. So similarly, through use of reasoning, learning, etc., he was able to have correct sort of view of the relative and ultimate truth, and then finally he was able to see into it with the wisdom, have direct experience. So he was able to then see that the things of both samsara, things belonging to samsara, things belonging to nirvana, in their true nature is free of conceptual elaborations, but they are just sort of a continuous display of interdependent arising. So whatever he was able to realize through generation of prajna and through non-conceptual attainment of non-conceptual wisdom, etc., he was able to then develop a correct, non-erroneous view of the world. And so he was compelled to then share this with others. So what Rangjung Dorje then wants to do is, starting with the next verse, he wants to sort of show that what we think of as material world, sort of existing as some kind of extra-mental reality, or a reality existing independently of the mind, he would like to sort of point out that that is not the case. So he wants to do this, sort of in a few sort of. He takes a few steps to do that. So the first step is to show that the five senses
the five senses and so forth. How we perceive the world through the five senses, etc., cannot be understood other than through the mind. And then the next step is to show that there is nothing there that exists independently of the mind, and to dispel any kind of erroneous views one may have that sort of says something contrary to that. And then the third step that's taken is to point out that there is no other creator or any other principle outside of the mind. We don't need, in other words, we can explain everything that we need to explain about our experience without referring to some kind an outside principle or deity or something like that. And then the fourth step is the last one, is to explain what is meant by hit or egoic mind, manas, mano vijnana, mano vijnana. What is meant by the egoic mind? So that's the order in which we will sort of deal with this issue of the deluded mind. So we have to sort of first understand what the deluded mind is, and then as mentioned earlier at the beginning of the text, discuss the non-deluded mind or wisdom consciousness as a counterpoint to the deluded consciousness, to namshe. The yeshe is counterposed to namshe, and vice versa.